I kind of started this song on a whim with my friend Jenna. We got together to work on another song that we were writing, and I started playing this melody on the keys. She just started humming along, started singing a little bit, and this is what came out of it. Those little fun moments of spontaneity are what I love about music making.
Try to catch my breath when you walk in the room, losing my mind, but I'm playing it cool. You're tugging on my heartstrings just like you do, just like you do.
A lot of how I approach music is just pretty open-minded to begin with. When I sit down, I don't usually have anything in mind of like what I want to create. I just try to get the idea, the sketch down as quickly as I can. I've been writing music for probably 8 years now. Kind of started from EDM and like electronic music. I just kind of learned to find my own sound, which has through and through been like a really chill, like atmospheric vibe, no matter what I do. How we kind of started the song was from just a pretty simple synth loop, a melody that I played on the keys. It's actually a sampled sound from this old Oberheim right here. It's a Matrix 1000, and there's just a bunch of cool like 80s electronic sounds on it. So I played this synth loop and just kind of like messed around on the keys until I found something that I liked. And so I just started playing this. And just like looped that, and she started humming, so I was like, okay, we have a little bit of a vibe going, so decided to keep that on loop, and so you can hear that here. So we laid this synth patch down, just kind of looped it, and then I started adding drums as we were writing the lyrics. That drum pattern only comes in at the beginning of the song. That's the first time you'll hear that and the last time. I wanted to change it up for the rest of the song and kind of add like a more breakbeat style rhythm to it. The main choruses of the song, when they come in later, actually sound like this. Moving on to the bass, we've got a Arturia Mini V3, which is essentially an emulation of an old Moog synthesizer. So this is the final sub that ended up staying in. And then once you layer that with the drums, you have kind of a unique rhythm going. The lyrics kind of came together pretty quickly, honestly, in like 45 minutes to an hour. It's pretty simple. There's not a whole lot of tracks, just 5 vocal stacks, essentially. We've got her vocal lead, 2 harmonies, and a double, which is essentially her just singing the verse at the same time. And I actually didn't keep the doubles or the harmonies during the whole time that she was singing, just to kind of emphasize certain parts of the lyrics, such as "Try to Catch My Breath."
Try to catch my breath when you walk in the room, losing my mind, but I'm playing it cool. You're tugging on my heartstrings just like you do, just like you do.
Kind of a cool production trick. You can whisper the lyrics at the same rate that you would be singing the song, and it kind of creates this texture that you layer and compress in with the rest of the vocals.
Try to catch my breath when you walk in the room.
I've essentially compressed it, kept only the high end of it, distorted it, and then essentially just widened it with some slapback delay in Echo Boy. My vocals are not as heavily stacked as hers, just to differentiate them. I didn't want to make the verse vocals too in your face, so I just decided to go with 1 lead vocal and a double of that. There's a lot of processing just to get that pop vocal sound. I usually always start with an EQ just to kind of roll off the low, muddy frequencies that you don't really need in a vocal. And then I compress it slightly just to give a little bit of consistency with the vocal track. And then I'll go in and I'll add some saturation, some distortion, and finally make sure that everything sounds the way it should and there's no annoying frequencies, just to really make sure the vocal's as clean as it can be. So here's my vocal with the rest of the song.
Darling, you're the someone I've been looking for, and I can't get enough, you're all I wanted more. And maybe this is something that we can't ignore.
I had the awesome opportunity of performing this at my school. It was actually my first time performing live, so it was just kind of like a bucket list item that I thought I would never do. And then a couple of my friends were pushing me like, no, you gotta do it. And so a bunch of my buddies and I went through some other songs that I'm working on and played those live as well, some new originals that will hopefully be out in February. And then at the end, we played Heartstrings, and it was just a blast to see the response from everyone at the school, kind of people like who knew the lyrics. Like I've never experienced that before, where people will come up to me like and be like, oh, I was singing like Heartstrings yesterday, or oh, I showed my friend like your song and they love it. And it's just kind of like a cool thing to know that my music can bring joy to that many people. And yeah, I'm just really thankful for that.